And we're live. Perfect. Okay, so we are back for another Coffee and Turner Syndrome episode. I am actually really excited to be streaming to Instagram, on my Instagram also. So whichever one you have available to you, you can hop on and watch it live, and then the audio will go up on the podcast as soon as we're done. So this week I want to talk about something really, really fun, and something that I've wanted to get into for like a very long time, but it seems overwhelming. Like, it feels really overwhelming. So I want to share about getting involved in research. So there's always Turner syndrome research going on, right? Like, they're constantly doing more research. They're constantly trying to find out more. There's just so much to learn that there's a lot going on. So I have found an amazing way through a really amazing organization that I have talked about so many times, a way to get involved. So I want to share that with you guys really quick. Before we hop into that, I wanted to, in case you hadn't seen or heard, share my announcement that I made that I am going to be speaking at the Homemaking Ministries 2021 online conference. So it is an amazing women's conference that they do every year. Homemaking Ministries is run by Jamie Balmain and her husband Jason. If you have listened to the Homemaking Foundations podcast or heard me talk about it, I absolutely love following Jamie. She's awesome. And their ministry, Homemaking Ministries, does an online conference every year. I think this is their fifth or sixth year doing it, and like their seventh conference or something incredible like that. So they are doing this year the conference in January. Usually they do it in the fall, but this year it's happening in January, so it'll technically be 2021, and it is January 11th through the 14th. I'm speaking. I'm so incredibly excited. The last few hours of today are the last available to enter a really cool giveaway happening, and then after the giveaway ends tonight, the ticket sales start. So the tickets go on sale tomorrow. And I can't put it in a comment on Instagram very easily, but I will put in the description on YouTube a link to buy the ticket or enter the giveaway, depending on when you go to the link. Or if you want to do both, have fun. That's amazing. So I will make sure the link is there if you want to buy a ticket. Again, it's January 11th through the 14th, and I'm just so excited to get to go and speak. It's my first time speaking at a conference, and I'm over the moon. I'm so excited. So that is happening. Just taking a sip of my coffee. Yeah. That is happening, and I am very excited. Hi, Andrea. Okay, so the research and getting involved. Let's hop into that. I have said probably till I was like blue in the face how diverse every case of Turner syndrome is, right? Like, it's so incredibly diverse. It's so different. There are obviously those things that come together that really do kind of go throughout every case that you can expect or you can predict. They're a little more common. They're a little easier to tell in that way. That's how we have things like short stature and things like that that are easy tells or easy red flags. Hey, Monica. So that is something that is there in a few different aspects of Turner syndrome, but for the most part, even those things can look so diverse and can be so unique to each person for how it manifests itself, how it plays out, how it affects them, the severity level, so many different things. And so the research that happens is really important because it helps give us more information to understand, right? Like the more we know, the more they can target treatments, the more they can pinpoint causes for things and get it to a point where we have more of a picture and understanding of what's going on and ways to help. And that's important. So in light of that, I've always thought it would be amazing to get involved in research. I've always loved that idea and I've always wanted to. It can just feel really overwhelming to figure out how to, because Turner syndrome research isn't actually something that, to be honest, I hear a lot of talk about within Turner syndrome communities even. You know, like they talk about it in the same way I've talked about it, like, you know, it happens in a very vague way, like, you know, it's happening. You kind of hear the results of different things as far as how the care guidelines and things like that have changed, but you aren't actively involved in it. Your health, your case isn't helping it, or at least in my situation, that was how I felt. It didn't actually play a part in the bigger picture of what they knew because, to my understanding, I think the only information they may have is from when I was a baby and my mom was still pregnant with me from the stuff that the doctors wrote from that time period. But currently, and probably most of everything after I was born, I don't think that's playing a part in any of that research. And that's what led me to wanting to find ways to get involved. And I did. And it is no shock to me how I did, like what this led to. So TSUS, Turner Syndrome Society of the United States. Have I mentioned how much I love them? I feel like I can't mention that enough. If you go to either tssus.org or turnersyndrome.org, you can find a whole ton of information. That's where I've shared the resources I shared from. That's where you get the care guidelines. Like, it's incredible. So if you go to turnersyndrome.org/research-registry, or you go to turnersyndrome.org, hit the Get Involved tab, and then scroll down to Research, participate in TS Research. I will put the link, if I can, so that you can just go to the description or the notes and, be able to see that, and go straight to this page. So it says it is basically a registry, and you can register to be a part of research. So I wanted to read some of this. It's called the Turner Syndrome Research Registry. And it says, now you can contribute to scientific discoveries related to Turner syndrome from the comfort of your own computer. The Turner Syndrome Research Registry is a database collection of records dedicated to Turner syndrome research. It is a secure and efficient way for researchers to connect with you or your data in hopes of gaining new insights or developing future treatments. We believe that the information you provide to one researcher should be available to many approved TS researchers and available for use for years to come. The registry system is called PEER, Platform for Engaging Everyone Responsibly, and collects participant responses to questions related to TS. It is the only TS registry that allows the participant, you, to select how the information you enter is managed. And it says it's super easy to register. You just hit the register now button. So, I was really excited. And I am really excited. Yes, Andrea said research is so important. It is so, so important. It's just incredible to think that you could help, especially because it feels like such an overwhelming thing to, like, an overwhelming topic. You know, Turner syndrome feels, sometimes for me, it feels like this big knot of information that you have to unravel to understand. And so being able to make a dent in understanding that is empowering and amazing and so exciting. So I'm going to register. And I would encourage you, if you are interested in being a part of the research, if you want to help contribute to the research, go to the link, go to that page and register. You can read all about it. I mean, TSS US has a ton of other amazing resources too, but like really, really amazing involvement in raising awareness and obviously the research registry. So I would encourage you, if you want to get involved, to look at this. Again, that is turnersyndrome.org/research-registry, or I will put the link so you can just click the link and go straight to the page. And it is amazing. So super, super important. And I think it's also important to think about what comes of research. Like what can we get out of that research? What have we gotten out of this research? Because there's a bunch of different topics within Turner syndrome to research and that are being researched. The biggest one that I always think about that really, well, there's two main ones, but the biggest one is HRT, hormone replacement therapy. There are so many different regimens, if you want to call it that, being tried by different doctors all over the country, all over the world, and having that information for, oh, this worked for this person, and I can see that, or this worked for this person, or they tried this when this didn't work, gives just that much more information for doctors to have more understanding of how the HRT affects a woman with Turner syndrome or a girl with Turner syndrome, and to get even better plans for hormone replacement therapy and things like that. And then you can also look at this. The other main thing I think about is the statistics. You know, statistics for how common things are, how severe they get. Having that information is the big picture I'm always talking about of like Turner syndrome as a whole, how it affects you, how common different things within it are, and I think this is the gap that we can fill, where we're putting our story into that, and those statistics it's a tongue twister. The statistics can get that much better, that much more accurate, because they have a more realistic, accurate picture of how common things are and what's happening in tandem with other things, and all of those types of questions that give context to those numbers that is really not there a lot of places that you do research. You have to dig really deep to discern what the numbers even mean and kind of have somebody explain it to you, because it gets difficult. But I think filling that gap, this is where that starts. This is where we're able to fill that gap. This is where we are able to tell our story in another way that is super important. So I thought for that reason I would do a whole talk on it, because I'm really excited to have an easy way of being involved, and yeah. So that's why I wanted to. If you have never heard of this, go check it out. And I would encourage you to your own looking into ways of being involved. There's a ton of different ways to get involved. This is just particularly focused at research. There's a whole lot of other things when it comes to awareness also. But I think looking at research is a very particular part of it. So that was what I wanted to share about getting involved in the research. So I also wanted to kind of talk about the plan moving forward. So I'm streaming on both YouTube and Instagram, and then I'll upload this audio later to the podcast. And I'm gonna see if this works. So Instagram or YouTube, you can come hang out and watch, and I will answer any questions at the end before I am finished. I will look at that. So in looking at the comments, Cassidy said, "Hi Brooke, how are you and Andrew doing?" We're doing good. It has been a big adjustment getting back from evacuating, but things are good. Things are not completely back to normal, but they're getting there. It definitely was surreal coming back home and trying to readjust. That was such a crazy experience, but we're doing good. Yeah. Just try not to go stir crazy here at home. But we're doing good. Monica said, when the doctor told my mom and grandma that I had Turners, they laughed because my last name is Turner, so they thought the doctor was kidding. That's funny. I remember when I was little, I asked my mom why it was called Turner's syndrome. So she had to explain to me that a syndrome, when it's discovered, is named after the doctor that discovered it. So it was named after Dr. Turner's. I had no idea. So, yeah. Andrea said, I'm connected to the registry. Research is so important. It's pretty easy to register. Yeah, it looks really easy on the website to register. It looks super easy to register. And I could talk all day about how much I love TSUS, but this is just another example of that. So they've made it very, very easy to register and get involved, and also done a whole lot to help explain the process, to help talk about that, and kind of help you to understand what to expect going into it, which is really great. There's a whole FAQ section, there's a step-by-step guide, and yeah, there's also a little a little video of how it works privately sharing your, I'm trying to read the whole thing. Privately sharing your health information. So there's a video to watch. There's information in the FAQ section. It's really cool. So if you are looking for a good option, once again, this is amazing. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this was interesting and fun. I'm always looking for ways to get involved in stuff and kind of do what I can. And I was really looking forward to doing a Turner syndrome walk sometime soon, and obviously that's not happening right now. I hope we get back to that soon, because I would love to join one. But in lieu of that, this is a great way to feel like you're getting involved now, even when you can't be out there doing the walks or conference being canceled and all of that. This is a great way to feel connected and involved and still feel like you're doing something. So that was really great to find that as well, that, you can do it from home really easily. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this was helpful. I really hope it encouraged you to get involved. If you know of any other really great ways to get involved in research, I would love other examples too. So please feel free to share those with me. I would love to see more, and I could possibly share those also. Yeah, that was that was what I wanted to come on and talk about. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. And unless anybody has any questions, I put the link in the comments on YouTube and in the description of this video, so you can head to that link and let me know what you guys think. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you guys here back for another video on Thursday, or on Friday. And then back on Wednesday for the next Coffee and Turner Syndrome podcast recording. And expect the audio to go up after this, as long as it didn't fail me. And I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!